So I'm really excited to show you this location this weekend. It is phenomenal, absolutely stunning. I'm just going to turn my camera around and show you. I'm 10 minutes into this hike. Get a look at that, absolutely gorgeous. 10 minutes into this hike, and that over there is Queenstown. That is 20 minutes drive away. I am extremely lucky to be able to call this home at the minute and get stuck into some landscape photography. And I was thinking about this the other day. I do most of my photography in the Queenstown area, and it's kind of ironic because a lot of landscape photographers are always saying, you know, you should explore your local area and find compositions and give it some love, basically. And for me, it's like, it doesn't really count. It's not the same concept. It's almost the opposite. I need to get out of Queenstown and find some other locations in New Zealand, and you know, it's just strange. But anyway, I'm really glad I can share it with you guys on YouTube at least. It's just gorgeous. And honestly, like I've said before, if you ever get the opportunity to come here, especially if you're into your photography and your hikes, get yourself here. I think a lot of my followers and stuff are from the UK, and I know it's a long way, but oh my God, it's so worth it, honestly, if you ever get the opportunity or make the opportunity to come here, because it's that beautiful. Yeah, really excited to share this place with you. It's called the Y Creek Track. I'm only going about halfway up it. It's only about an hour up and then an hour back down, but there's a gorgeous little lookout halfway up. Can't wait to show you a couple of waterfalls, so pretty hopeful for the photography today. Don't think there's going to be any grand shots because the sky is very uninteresting. It's just a canvas, and the only clouds we have really are sort of lingering at the top of the mountains, which is lovely. But yeah, this week I'm just going to enjoy the hike, try and share these beautiful scenes with you guys, and we'll just see where the photography takes us. So let's go. So guys, I'm going to take my first image here. It looks pretty reasonable. I've got these cliffs on the left hand side of my composition, and they kind of tell a story of this hike so far. They're really striking, I think, and we've got these patterns from top to bottom that kind of curl the way down through the rocks, and then left to right, the way the colours kind of fade into each other. I have no idea what type of rock this is, but yeah, image wise I just think it's really striking. Then, as you can see in the background, these craggy cliffs. There's a lot of rock climbers up there. You can't quite see them on the camera. Then we've got the waterfall also in the distance. I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but I think this is a fantastic first image just to sum up the landscape so far. So settings, I am looking at 1/20th of a second, so it's kind of imperative that I've got my camera up on its tripod here, because that's quite a slow shutter speed to take just handheld. F10, that's a good little sweet spot because the cliffs are very close to my lens, whereas the craggy mountains are obviously very far away, so I'm trying to focus in between them. I don't really want to focus stack here or anything like that. ISO 100, it's still definitely bright enough to have it at its lowest setting. 2-second timer, just to eradicate any shake in the old camera, and also my tripod's broken at the minute. I'm going to send that off after this weekend and hopefully get it repaired or replaced, which is a bit annoying, but let me just have a look at this image there. That looks pretty good. There's quite a high dynamic range. I mean, the rocks in my immediate foreground, they're completely shaded, whereas the mountain in the background is completely lit by the sun. So hopefully I can sort it out in post-processing. So let me know what you think of that image. So I've got this lovely little scene here And like I said in my introduction, I wanted to get a couple of waterfall shots. Now, the only thing is, as you can see, we've got all this sort of man-made mess, chaos around this area, which is just not ideal for this sort of photography that I want to get. And so I've got a bit of a challenge here to try and find an area or a spot or an angle for my composition so that none of this mess gets incorporated. I don't want any of these bridges or pipes or fences or anything like that in my image. So I'm going to have a little scout around this area and see if I can find a decent angle. So guys, I think I can really try and make something out of this waterfall, regardless of the sort of environment that it is surrounded by. I'm just going to try and focus on foreground, this sort of pool of water that we've got here. There's so much movement as the waterfall ends at the bottom here, which I'm going to try and capture. I'm going to use my neutral density filter. 6 stock is going to be enough here, it's quite dark. Just to try and capture some of this movement, like I say, in the foreground, and then the midground of these two, even the third waterfall at the back there. Again, capture the movement in them using the neutral density filter. And then at the top right of my composition, as you can see there, I'm even getting a little bit of light through the trees, which is great because it's very shaded here. So yeah, really happy I can get a bit of light in the composition as well. So I've got my 2-second timer on, just to stop any shaking the tripod. And we'll see how that looks. So guys, as you can see, I've got my camera set up once again, and I'm going to go for my second waterfall shot here. I'm at a different waterfall from the last one. Now, I don't need to go into too much detail here because it's going to be very similar to the last image. You can see this one's quite a lot bigger from top to bottom. It's kind of like a series of different waterfalls, which is just fantastic. So even with my 6 stop, even at f16, I'm on ISO 100, I'm only getting a 1-second exposure, so it does show you how harsh the light is here. But that's fine, 1 second is going to look brilliant, I think. So it's going to make sure my composition's all right. I'm going to press the shutter, and I think that looks lovely. I really do. There's a little bit of blue sky, deep blue sky at the top, which adds a bit of interest to the image. And I think 1 second's a really, really good exposure time for this sort of waterfall. The water's very fast moving, so it doesn't take too much of a long exposure, too much of a long shutter speed to actually catch the movement in the water. So pretty happy with that. Let me know what you think. Get a look at this location, guys. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've got this this is the lookout, and look at the scene here. Absolutely ridiculous. There's loads of rock climbers up there. That's the waterfall there that I've just shot. And yeah, I've got this all to myself. Just need a barbecue and a few beers. So instantly this screams out panorama. And you know what? I'm gonna do it. No filters. Don't care about the rule of thirds, don't care about the harsh light or the canvas of a sky. I'm going to shoot a panorama here, and this image is literally New Zealand. I want to show you something here because this is pretty cool. What I was saying earlier about where I live, right in the center of the image. Oh, that zooms in slowly. There, that's called Fern Hill, and that's where I live. That's crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna try panorama here, guys. So guys, I've decided that my lens is probably wide enough that I don't really even need to do a panorama here. So this is going to be a very simple photograph. This is a very touristy photograph and it's absolutely brilliant. I love it. I could probably even shoot this in automatic and I think it'd still look fantastic. All about the landscapes, all about this country. Absolutely ridiculous. So personally, this is going to be such a cool image because I can show people, you know, that's where I live, right in the center of the image, which is just mint. So super simple, f9, ISO 100. Don't care about the shutter speed, I'm just trying to catch the image. Make sure the exposure's right. That's 1/125th of a second. Get it on autofocus. Focus in the middle of the image. That is looking beautiful. 2-second timer. Bang. Beautiful. Let me know what you think of that. So guys, I think I'm going to head back now. I think I've got some pretty cool images for the day. I really hope you enjoyed this hike just as much as I did. I just wanted to say a quick thank you to everybody that watches the videos, gives them a like, and most importantly, the people that engage and comment every single week. It really does mean a lot to me that you're showing an interest in what I'm doing, and I really hope that I'm inspiring a couple of people to do the same sort of thing. That does mean a lot to me, so thanks a lot, guys. And I shall see you next week from New Zealand. Thank you very much.